Hey kids, Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I've got my Apple Watch. I have my unique P47 watch here too. I want to tell you the reason that I'm not wearing my Apple Watch. And it has nothing to do with the functionality. It probably doesn't have much to do with what you think, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's useful. It's great. I actually don't mind the interface. I don't mind the battery life. A lot of the things that people complain about aren't issues for me. The reason I'm not wearing this is because it's not beautiful enough. This is something that I think, if I were the CEO of Apple and I were channeling my Steve Jobs, as a billionaire, I would want something, to build something that I would be proud to show off. And if you're a billionaire, gosh, you've got, basically unlimited resources to really make something that's fantastic. First of all, you might say, Peter, well, it fits Apple's design language, and it absolutely does. It kind of looks like, the corner of an iPhone. But the iPhone form factor for what it does is perfect. I love it. The iPhone's great. The iPad is great. The Macs are beautiful. But in the watch world, this doesn't cut it for me. So let me just show you this watch. I love this watch. I'm just going to drape it on here. Why do I like this watch? Because it actually represents quite a bit of my personality. I mean, it kind of looks like a Jeep Wrangler on the wrist. I mean, it's nice. It's not overstated. It's not flashy. It's utilitarian and it's durable. It's a little bulky. I like this size. Apple, actually hit a home run in my book on some of the technology they brought on their Apple Watch bands. And you can certainly customize that, but that is really table stakes for personalizing watches. But what you want is a variety of watches that have shape, design, color, and this watch is just kind of like a calculator squarish watch. All right. I love Apple products normally, but I don't wear this watch. And my issue is here, if you were designing this watch and you said, Pete, well, you got to have the form's got to follow the function. I get that. And if you want a square face and this type of square interface, which I actually think is good. Having played with the Moto 360, that thing is garbage, dude. The round LCDs are great. If it were a little bigger, they'd probably be more useful. But the Moto 360 is built like, a Fisher-Price toy, man. I was handling the thing. I felt like it's going to break. This watch doesn't have that problem, but there are a ton of beautiful watches that I love, some that I own that are in kind of the rectangular square shape that all of this hardware could have fit into without a problem. Let me throw some of these the watches that I think Apple could have really looked at. And it's funny because they really looked at watch technology out there, the sapphire crystals, the user adjustable link bracelets for the watches. I mean, they know watches. I'm just not sure how they missed such a critical fundamental piece of kind of watch enthusiasm. So like the Tag Heuer has their Monaco series. They have some of the higher end, the CAJ watches, which are absolutely beautiful. Kind of the angled sides on it. You could have thrown it in there. The Frank Mueller's are a lot of those. The curve watches that they have are kind of this shape. You could certainly put it in that type of case. The Louis Monets have a series of square watches, such as the name escapes me. Maybe I'll roll it over the screen. Square watches that are the Twintex. That's what I was thinking of. That are just absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I mean, a lot of brands make a square or rectangular shaped watch. I have no problems with that. It's not the first shape of watch that I go to when I'm putting a watch on my wrist usually, but I have some that I love wearing. And so to me, I don't know why you couldn't have made the Apple Watch in that square form without having to do these round edges. Now, I think there is some utility there. You don't hurt your finger every time you're going back here and adjusting the crown, but, and I thought, well, maybe there's just some sharp edges and people don't like doing that. I was wearing some of those and touching it a lot just to see if my finger would get raw or annoyed by hitting a sharp edge. On the watches that are adequately polished with a little curve on the edge, a little radius on the edge, no problems. I had no sweat. So a little bit of a rant. Thought lots of watches that could have been in this size, could have even been a little bigger in my opinion. This 43 millimeter isn't particularly huge. You could have even made a little more real estate. Like I said, a great effort. I didn't mind the technology and the user interface and all of that, a lot of stuff that people are complaining about. But I just thought overall it needs to be more beautiful. That's it. Peter von Panda. My criticism of the Apple Watch. Out.